On a recent Thursday afternoon, 20 Iranians took a flight from their country's main international airport in the capital city of Tehran and flew to an undisclosed city. The journey was filled with a lot of danger, but each one of them was willing to take the risk for the chance to experience a life-transforming moment. For security reasons, we have concealed their identities. We have changed their names and their voices.
One by one, 20 Iranians descended the steps of this indoor swimming pool. Men, women, young adults, teenagers, and a 7-year-old girl. In the water waiting to baptize them, fellow Iranians Amir and Sasan, who had escaped persecution in their homeland.
Most of the people at this gathering are artists, musicians, some are TV producers. They are very educated people. They are specialists from different fields of Iranian society.
27-year-old aspiring actor Reza among those getting submerged.
I was waiting for this day for a long time. My heart was beating so fast with excitement.
Reza had a difficult childhood. His uncle raped him when he was 13. The traumatic experience sent him down a path of raping and abusing numerous girls.
I was a bad person, a very bad person. I tried to change for a few days, 3, 4, 5 days, but after that I was worse than before.
A friend gave him a Bible and told him about finding healing and forgiveness in Jesus Christ.
I was expecting to be in hell as punishment for all the things I had done. Instead, God forgave me. I was expecting fire, but God gave me living water and a new life.
Reza told CBN News that today was an important part of his healing journey.
I felt the presence and unconditional love of Christ that I was always thirsty for.
25-year-old Miriam was joined in the pool by her sister and brother.
This is an amazing day for us. It's really nice that we are all together as siblings.
All 20 Iranians were once Muslim. Many, like Layla, decided to follow Jesus Christ after watching Mohabbat TV, one of the most popular Christian satellite channels in Iran.
I grew in my faith watching Mohabbat TV. I didn't know any other Christian person. I would call the TV hotline and phone counselors would pray for me. This is how I grew in my faith.
Mike Ansari, an Iranian by birth, is director of operations at Mohabbat TV.
20 people who have joined us in their journey of faith from beginning, watching Mohabbat TV, and then growing and giving their heart to Christ, and then coming here and saying, I would like to be baptized. I would like to be sent out. Give me more. It is an anointed moment that words cannot describe.
Ansari says Christianity is growing fastest in his native land than in any other country of the world. More women are coming to Christ than men. As a result, women are now in key leadership positions within Iran's underground church movement. 40-year-old Azar is one of them. She used to follow the laws and tenets of Islam to a T.
I was a very strong Muslim, a very devout follower from a young age. I prayed every day to Muhammad. I wore the full hijab. I didn't want any man to ever see my face. I never wanted to cause a man to sin by looking at my body.
Still, Azar says 30 years of devotion to Islam left her restless. Like many women in Iranian society, she felt less valuable and on the edge of despair.
I always questioned why Muhammad gave us a religion to follow that didn't allow us to be free and happy as women. There were so many restrictions on what we can and cannot do.
11 years ago, she watched a movie on the life of Christ, and she was changed.
I realized that I was following a lie, that Islam was a lie. And at times, I felt those 30 years I spent being Muslim were wasted. But Jesus said he would restore those lost years.
Azar now runs a network of secret underground home fellowships.
Because we don't have a church to gather in, we have to keep our groups small. Not more than 5 or 6 people. We constantly change days, times, and locations to avoid getting caught.
Azar watches Sasan regularly on Mohabbat TV. When he's not busy baptizing fellow countrymen, Sasan is co-hosting a popular show on the channel showing Iranian Christians how to operate house churches and spread the gospel inside the Islamic country.
It's one of the greatest resources we can offer the church inside Iran, a church that doesn't have any access to any educational institutions, any theological schools, any church buildings, established Christian institutions. Through these programs, we are mobilizing and resourcing the house church movement in Iran.
Mohabbat also has a virtual church platform, giving undercover Christians the opportunity to connect with others scattered around the country in a safe and secure environment.
We're realizing that a lot of isolated believers in Iran, they do not have any chance to have fellowship with anybody else. So we're using the virtual church as a bridge.
Shema is a Mohabbat TV phone counselor. She says many recent callers to the channel expressed anger with Iran's government leaders.
People blame the regime for all their problems because they know the country's wealthy. We have oil and other riches, but the government doesn't care about people suffering, and they are fed up.
The Iranians shared with me just how devastating the sanctions have been for their lives. More than a year after the Trump administration levied crippling sanctions on the Islamic Republic, today the nation is in deep recession, there's high inflation, and the country has lost most of its value in its currency.
After a few days of Bible training, worship, and prayer, the 20 Christians headed back home to Iran, carrying with them Bibles, Christian literature, and hundreds of micro SD cards containing evangelistic material used to share hope and the love of Jesus Christ during these uncertain times. They knew it was a risky mission, but worth it.
Hopefully, when you see these images of people getting baptized and hear their testimonies, you are drawn to pray for Iran and the whole Islamic world because they are lost and need Jesus.
George Thomas, CBN News, somewhere in the Middle East.